scored by 10-11. EA Sports first start.
Alright, hello and welcome back for what we're going to do, the October roundup of the NHL as it has been mutilated by me and you, so you're partially to blame for this. Have to merge and update team databases or the stats won't work. That's right, you got to do database management. This is the old-timey days of computer games when they were more computer than game. Alright, let's go look at our statistics. Statistic types, let's play season. Look at our standings. Here we are on the top of the standings with 12 wins, ridiculous number of goals for, and ridiculously small number of goals against. Crushing the Pacific Division. What else is going on? But the Red Wings and St. Louis and Chicago are all neck and neck here so far. Winnipeg down in the basement where they should be. Eastern Conference, Montreal is looking pretty good. And Quebec is looking pretty good. Because they would go on to win the Stanley Cup as the Avalanche in the next season, I believe. When they relocated to Colorado. Got a lot of good scoring players there. Big surprise here is Florida. Expansion team with a lot of goals for and very small goals against. Philadelphia, the usual suspects, and the Rangers seem to be slumming it for the moment. And New Jersey is down where nobody could find them. Take a look at our Anaheims. So, here's the fun thing. The game doesn't keep track of goaltender assists, but I went and tallied them all out. I actually made a little spreadsheet in Excel, chalking off how many assists I had in each game. And when you add it all up, I've got 33 assists so far this season, which means I am the point leader of of everything. Why not? Because it's my Let's Play and my league. Yes. So, what you're not seeing is L1011 Widebody's points, which are 33, and that is far exceeding the single-season record of 14 set by Grant Fuhrer when he was playing with the Edmonton Oilers and they were playing on rookie mode against the rest of the NHL in the 80s. Got 3 shutouts, that's pretty good. I would like to set the record for number of minutes played. So, let's see if we can do that. Also be breaking the record Tom Barrasso's season, or not season, but all-time career assists. We'll be breaking that record. He's got 33. Or, no, he has 48. I think? 48 or 44. Sorry. I don't remember right now, but we'll break his record of assists in a career in one season. So here we go. Bo Jackson topping it off with all the goals. Genghis Khan nipping at his heels right behind him. A lot of, let's see, anything. Power play goals and shorthanded goals, I think, are the only ones that don't show on this roster, but that's not particularly relevant right now. Just ignore that. So you see Nathan Ormond getting a couple of goals in the last game, bringing him up there. Notice we have way more goals than assists, which is unlike any real NHL scoring. Usually there's more assists than goals. So that works. Spencer Robinson getting up there into the double digits. Patrick Mifflin is our top scoring defenseman. It's also got the lead in penalty minutes because he's very naughty. Plus minus. Plus minus. So the way plus minus works, if you're not familiar with the term in hockey, you get a plus for being on the ice when a goal is scored at even strength for your team. And also, I believe you get a plus if you score a goal when you're shorthanded. You get a minus when the other opposing team scores against you at even strength. But when there's a power play, when the other team has a power play, you don't get a minus against you when they score. So, generally, plus minus leaders are the defensemen because they're on the ice for the most time. But in this case, Bo Jackson is running up the scoreboard because that's what Bo Jackson does. But you can see assumed pseudonym racking it up, 44. Iceman coming, 44. So it will. Right there, too, 47, plus 47, because this is on most of the shorthanded teams, shorthanded lines, I should say. So, plus minus is a statistic that is kind of fallen out of favor lately as far as the sabermetrics go. With people like to play lots of hockey statistics and things like, jeez, I can't even think of the terms. But like goals with time on the whatever. All those weird, like the corgi stat. That's what it's called, just like the dog. It's center on, right, get into, yeah. No, that's not it at all. I don't get in for the sabermetrics. I like the regular numbers. So you can see, Bo Jackson taking a lot of shots, predominantly shots from our centers and our left wings. Interesting. Our right wing's making much less shots. That Shock Master is way the hell down there. Penalties in minutes. Shock Master not getting on the board very much. Ebog Bauer starting to turn into a dirty player, getting 2 penalties in the last game. For some reason, team penalty minutes are not tracked properly, so unfortunately I didn't add those up when I'm making this, so I'll have a better rundown of that later. You'll see that when we go to the league leaders as far as team leaders. And everybody's on the scoreboard for goals except assumed pseudonym because he's not allowed to score. Very impressive number of helpers though. And Curly and Larry Stooge have not scored, but they both got at least a shot. That's good for them. Awesome goalie statistics. Save percentage of 965. That's like 2 Dominic Hassiks at the same time. Okay. What can we do? Go back to all standings. We have to go back to Sports Central because this is how you do it in this game. Teams sorted by standings. And this is where it breaks it down into the playoff picture. So obviously we're at the top of the playoff picture. These are the loser teams that are not there. That just shows you teams and points. Scoring. Goals for 144. We have a lot of them. Philadelphia notching a lot, obviously. Detroit, high-powered offensive team at this time. Florida and Edmonton are a bit of a surprise. They're not known for their scoring prowess at this time. They're more defensively oriented teams. The Canadians have quite a few good scorers at the time. The Nordiques, obviously, with Sakic and the Kamensky would be the goal scorer. San Jose putting up a lot of goals. Calgary, very high-powered offense. Washington's pretty down there. They should be higher. Dallas should be higher. They're underperforming for their level of talent. Islanders, especially the Blues. Blues are way underperforming. They've only played 10 games. Vancouver down at the bottom. Vancouver and Boston. That's two teams you would not expect to see low scoring from in this time. Boston's got the Cam Neely and Adam Oates and everything. Ray Bourque. Vancouver's got Bure and all of his friends. I think there's a Courtnall over there. Let's look at defense. We have allowed the least number of goals. Half as many goals as the next team above us. Rangers letting in a whopping 67 goals in 13 games, which is, what, 3 goals a game at least. Over that. Sharks letting in a lot of goals. The Jets, the usual suspects. Ottawa down here as well. Canadians, that's a bit of a surprise with Roy on the net. Should be up higher. Detroit, that's about where they should be. Detroit had yet to get any solid goaltending right now. They would have Mike Vernon, who's pretty good, but he was on the tail end of his career. Chicago, that's surprising, being down all the way this way with Eddie Belfour in net. Islanders, I don't know who they had in goal. Would it be Fitzpatrick? The Penguins? Barrasso, he's pretty good. He's one of the all-time greatest American goaltenders. Flyers, I don't think Hextall's playing with them in this season. So at the top, you see Florida Panthers. That would be Big Mike Van Beesbrook. The Beezer himself. He's a very talented goaltender. Very good choice for the Panthers to pick up in the expansion draft. Toronto Maple Leafs would be Felix Potvin, who had quite a few good years in him, and Buffalo Sabres, obviously. Dominic Hasek, the Dominator, who would go on to redefine goaltending as we know it. Penalty killing. 96.1%. Yeah, we are really good. Power play goals allowed 3. Oh, the Whales giving them up all on the power play. Poor Whale. The Jets are down there. Detroit in the middle. St. Louis is pretty good. That's what you'd expect. Surprising to see the Flyers down so far. They're usually known for being defensive-oriented. And the Sharks, too. Surprising, still their expansion legs. They're wearing them out. Power play goals. This is where we don't lead. 40% for the Los Angeles Kings. Wayne Gretzky will do that for you. And that will be Tony Granato, Luc Robitaille on that team. Also, Sandstrom. Lots of good scorers on that team. We'll be facing them soon. Blackhawks with Jeremy Roenick. And it would be Steve Larmer, I believe. This off the top of my head from what I can remember. So, apologize if I don't get the right players on the right teams. And Tony Amonte, I believe, was on the Blackhawks at this time. Because they traded him from New York. They traded him from the Rangers to the Blackhawks. Canadiens, no surprise. Lots of big scorers. Whalers, that's a bit of a surprise with the high power play percentage. And the Jets, well, they've got Teemu Selanne, and who else would they have? Oh, dear. Some other guys. Steen. And who's that guy with the European name? Oh, I can't think of his name. Teppo Numminen. That's it. How he does in Anaheim. We're right here in the low, middle to high. We are on the lowest number of power play advantages, though. That makes sense for us. Surprising to see Boston and Washington down there all the way, and Detroit and Calgary. They're all known for their good power play teams. Even New Jersey was known for having a good power play. Okay, let's go at penalties, and this is where it's not. See, it says we only have 100 penalties, and that's not right. I gotta tally that up. I'll do that at some point. So these numbers for us mean nothing. We have way more penalties than that. Patrick Mifflin and Sasquatch alone have half of that 100. They'd be in the 40s. So that's not realistic. Okay, let's get out of this. Go to statistics by players. Points. Point leader should be me, but it's not, because I'm a non-person. You see all of our guys clustered at the top. Good for us. Mostly goals, not so many assists. See, this is more realistic numbers down here, where you have more assists than goals. Typically, most players have more assists than goals. It's unusual to see players who have more goals than assists. It does happen, but it's not as... It doesn't happen as often. So let's see who we got. Wayne Gretzky, obviously. He's a very famous hockey player for some reason. Mikhail Renberg from the Flyers. Gary Galley. Interesting. Rod Brindamore. See? It's a bit of an unusual number of players from Philadelphia. Yves Racine used to be a former Red Wing, and Eric Lindros. Another prototypical power forward. Pat LaFontaine, Alexander Mogilny, the Russian scoring machine himself, doesn't seem to be scoring so much. Sergei Fedorov, only 4 goals in 12 games. That doesn't sound like him. Larionov's got more goals than Fedorov, that's weird. Patrick Mifflin, the lone defender. Oh, Gary Galley. Gary Galley has more goals than Patrick Mifflin, how about that? Patrick Mifflin, you got to pick up the pace at goal scoring, Mr. Defenseman. Sorted by goals, Bo Jackson, obviously at the top in the 20. He's on pace for, I don't know, 160 goals or something. All of our guys here, and Michael Hollimer's the only one outside of the top grouping here. Remember, Jesse Belanger. Very surprising name to see there. Craig Simpson from Buffalo, also a surprising name. There's that Gretzky guy again. Sergei Makarov. Good scoring touch from the Soviet times. Lou Robitaille. Oh, getting all those garbage goals. He'd go on to have at least 600 goals in his career, I believe. And he's in the Hall of Fame. Dougie Waite. He's a good, reliable scorer. Vladimir Malikov. Interesting name to see there. Nikolai Borshevsky. Another interesting name that you wouldn't expect to see. Ian Fraser. I don't even know who he is. And here's Mario. Mario Lemieux, or Mario if you're from Canada. All the way down here with only 7 goals. He's got to pick up his pace. So by assists. See, we don't have anybody leading in assists because we don't have as many assists because of the way that we play. Brindamore, McGillney, LaFontaine. Oh, Skeeter Rabbit's right up there. Good for him. Paul Cavallini, one of the Cavallini brothers. He's playing for Dallas now. He used to play for St. Louis. Johan Garpenlov. Dogmar having quite a few assists. He's pretty much even. He's the most evenly matched as far as goals and assists go. And some more of our guys. Igor Larionov. That's a name you would expect to see. Mark Recchi, another power forward. See Andrew Castles, pretty good player. He would wind up his career. I think he stayed along long enough to get a Stanley Cup with Carolina when the Whale moved. He's Racine again. Shorties will be all over this one. Yeah. Ridiculous number of shorthanded goals. Yeah, that's when we score the most of our points. This is ridiculous. You wouldn't see this in reality. See, there aren't any. No CPU player has more than 1 shorthanded goal. Greg Janney, Sylvain Turgeon. Good for him. Griffin Miller, one of the Millers. Claude Lemieux, the guy I hate. Dave Andrechuk, he's a cool guy. Toronto, Mikey. Craig Simpson. Mario Lemieux. Oh, Dino Cicerelli. Good for him. Dino Cicerelli, I believe he's in the Hall of Fame also. Scoring a lot of goals. Penalty minutes. This is not tracked properly. We're not up there anyway. Even if we were. Let's see who's leading. Doug Jmolek. Marty McSorley. You'd expect that. So, unfortunately, this game has no fighting, so the penalty minutes will be somewhat lessened. Craig Muni, another hard-hitting guy known for hard-hitting. Kevin Stevens, another power forward. Joe Murphy. Usual suspects. Luke Robitaille, getting in all the dirty places. Charlie Lashley. Kevin Hatcher, the Hatchet Man. Ulf Samuelson, yeah, just about the usual guys. Jeff Bukaboom, who has a cool name. Let's see, Ty Domi. He's not performing. Bob Herbert's not on here either. Or Tony Twist. Oh well. Shooting percentage. Spencer Robinson, leading with 27.4%. That's a pretty good shooting percentage. Shooting percentage is always kind of a nebulous statistic because if you don't take too many shots but you score on them, you get a high number. But if you take a lot of shots and you score, even if you score a lot, you don't have a high percentage because of that. Number of shots. Bill Ward. A bunch of strange names here. Brent Fedek. Shockmaster, also appearing, representing the D in Ducks. Remember Malikov again. Phil Bork, the lesser-known brother, and Patrick Mifflin. Very good, 18.8%, and I think that's gonna be everything except goalies, which only has a few of them. Goals against average, me. John Van Beesbrook and Mark Fitzpatrick. Interestingly, when the computer simulates the games, they will cycle their goalies in and out like this. They won't play them every game, but if you were playing as the team, you could play your goalie every day. They wouldn't get tired out. There's no endurance or stamina, lack of stamina having modeled in this game, so it's a little strange like that. As you can see, we play the most number of games and the most number of minutes, obviously. Not leading those goals against, but these guys who said only 5 games played, but our average is half of John Van Beesbrook, Mark Fitzpatrick. Good goaltending tandem there. Curtis Joseph, Cujo himself, with the ginormous pads. He bounced around the league for a while. Martin Brodeur, he's some kind of famous goalie, I guess. I think you've heard of him. Rob Stauber, there's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Wendell Young, bounced around, I believe. Ron Hextall, Happy Hextall, playing with the Islanders at this point. One of the tag-alongs from the 80s. Leftovers from the 80s style of play, with hack and slash and aggressive goaltending. Dominic Hasek is pretty far down for some reason. Patrick Waugh, 2 goalies that would be very famous for the stuff they did. Freddie Braithwaite, Edmonton. Arturs Urbe, who had an unfortunately short career. Chris Osgood, you can see him now on the Detroit Sports Network, or whatever it's called, Fox Sports Detroit. We own your city, and we own all your hockey. All your hockey belong to us. Bill Ranford from Edmonton, sharing time with Fred Braithwaite. Where's Grant Fuhr? Oh, Grant Fuhr was on Buffalo at this time. Oh, Felix Potvin. Strange that he's so far down here when Toronto was so small in the goals against. Dominic Roussel, Philadelphia. Jeff Hackett, the guy who backed up Ed Belfour. Where is Ed Belfour? Huh. Steve Belfour is not to be seen. And Kelly Hrudey, I believe he does some commentary for some things. Wins, I bet we're going to be on the top. Yay! Bill Ranford, Osgood, Richter, Herbe, Fisay, Hextall, Joseph. The guys you would expect. Tim Shovelday, who let in every single goal he could for Detroit and Winnipeg. Andy Boog, another well-known Civ. Sean Burke, who would become the future goaltending coach of the Coyotes and would make Ilya Bryzgalov seem like a superstar when he wasn't really, and breathe new life into Mike Smith. Mike Vernon, at the end of his career, after he's already got a Stanley Cup with Calgary. Back with Calgary. Oh, no. They haven't traded him to Detroit yet. He would end up on Detroit. And they would help him to win the Stanley Cup. Martin Brodeur and Rob Stauber. Save percentage? Yeah, we're up at the top. L10, as always, dominating everything. Beesbrook, Joseph Hassigan. All the guys you remember from the 90s. Damian Rhodes, that's a little bit of a surprise. Oh, Darren Pupa. He's got a funny name. And a funny number 93. I wonder if there's a story behind that number. But I always remember him for having number 93. So you can see the save percentage is right around where it would be in the dead puck era. This would be, 942 would be pretty ridiculous right about now. The scoring has gone up in the NHL. You'd see more numbers around the leaders around this area. Anyway, that wraps that up, and I will see you for the next game. We'll be playing the Stars, I believe. Yep, indeed, we'll be playing the Stars. So, till next time, keep your head up and your stick on the ice. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, or subscribe. You can also interact with me on Twitter and Facebook at L1011Widebody. And if you'd like, you can pledge to sponsor me at patreon.com/L1011Widebody.